Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am super stoked to be sharing some polishes with you from I A M Custom Color. This is a collaboration with yours truly. These are releasing May 19th for $8 a piece, and they were all inspired by Disney princesses because I like to think I am a Disney princess. In the description box below, I will link the I A M Custom Color site as well as their Instagram page. I will also link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything in this collection. I have 5 polishes here to show you inspired by some of my favorite princesses. We've got Ariel, Jasmine, Pocahontas, Merida, and Moana. I am pumped. I love Disney, I love princesses, I love flakies, and I love crellies. So let's go ahead and get started. So starting us off, we have Treasures Untold, and this is described as a bright red jelly with green shimmers throughout and UCC iridescent shifting flakies. And this was inspired by Princess Ariel from The Little Mermaid. So here's our first coat of Treasures Untold. This has a really good formula, very smooth, easy to apply. It doesn't want to run or pull or anything like that. It is a little bit sheer here on this first coat. It is kind of more jelly, so you will have to build this one up for full opacity. And when you do build this up, you're going to get layers of those flakies, so it's going to look very three-dimensional on the nails. So here's the second coat, and this is pretty much opaque in 2 coats, but I am going to go ahead and layer this one up with a third coat just to get as many flakies as possible. This also had no staining. So here's our third coat, and this does cover completely in 3 coats. You also get a ton of flakies out. It is going to dry down pretty glossy and a little bit textured, so you will want a nice glossy top coat to finish this off. So there is 3 coats. Next up we have Dazzling Places, and this is described as a creamy aqua turquoise blue with tons of purple shimmer, UCC iridescent shifting flakies, and hollow. And this is inspired by Princess Jasmine from Aladdin. Here's our first coat of Dazzling Places. This one covers really well here on this first coat. It is more of a crelly than the previous one being more of a jelly, so it is a little bit more on the opaque side. You don't get as many flakies out, but you do still get a good amount out. And this, you don't have to do any kind of shaking or manipulating with a bottle or anything like that for these. Here's our second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats for me. Again, no running or pulling or staining here. This one dries down a little bit dull again and slightly textured, so you will want a nice glossy top coat, but nothing in any of these are going to stick to your nails or make removal difficult. So there is 2 coats. Next up we have Colors of the Wind, and this is described as a nude hollow with copper and turquoise shimmer and UCC iridescent flakies, and this one was inspired by Princess Pocahontas, obviously from Pocahontas. Here's our first coat of Colors of the Wind. This one's also more of a crelly, so it does cover pretty well here on this first coat. You will want a second coat of this though. Again, you get an okay amount of flakies. You don't get like a ton like you did with the first one, but you get enough to give it like that beautiful speckled look. Here's our second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats for me. And those flakies build up really nicely where it looks like an entirely flaky manicure. So granted, you don't get a ton out like on the first coat. They do build up and make it look absolutely beautiful with 2. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Dark Forest's Hide Secrets, and this is described as an emerald green jelly with red shimmers and UCC flakies. This was obviously inspired by Princess Merida from Brave. Here's our first coat of Dark Woods Hide Secrets. And this one is right here in the middle of a crelly and a jelly, where it's going to be completely opaque in 2 coats, but it is going to look very three-dimensional on the nail. You get a ton of flakies out with this one, and you don't, again, have to do any kind of shaking or holding the bottle upside down to get them out. Here's our second coat, and for me this did cover completely in 2 coats. Depending on your application and preference, you may opt to go in for a third coat. Again, this one dries a little bit dull and slightly textured, so you will want a nice glossy top coat, but nothing is going to stick to your nails upon removal. And again, I had no staining, so there's 2 coats. And finally for today we have I Come Back to the Water, and this is described as a deep and bright blue hollow jelly with iridescent shifting flakies and UCC flakies, and this was inspired by Moana from Moana. And here is our first coat of I Come Back to the Water. This one is in formula just like the last one, where it's right there in the middle of a crelly and a jelly. It is going to build up really, really nicely, and you do get a good amount of flakies out with this one. Nothing in this is going to run or pool or stain your nails either. It's just a nice, easy to work with, buttery formula. So here is our second coat, and this does cover completely in 2 coats for me. Again, depending on your application and your preference, you may opt to go in for a third coat. You will want a nice glossy top coat with this one as well, or a matte top coat if you want those flakies to stand out even better. So there is 2 coats. Guys, how do I pick a favorite here? I genuinely love all 5 of these. Like, ugh. I feel like I'm gravitating more towards Color of the Wind because she had come out with a polish called Eau de Chrome that reminds me a lot of this one. That polish was 3 years ago or so, and it was one of my first polishes from I A M Custom Color. I feel like I'm leaning there because of that. I'm leaning towards this blue because it's just freaking beautiful and phenomenal, and it's got everything in it that's just makes life worth living. This green is like so me that it kind of hurts. The blue, Moana, is like my thing right now, so I'm really feeling this blue. It totally reminds me of her. And then Ariel is 100% my favorite princess, and this polish represents her to a T. So like, I can't pick a favorite. I love them all. I will cherish them all, and hopefully I will be able to make more princesses or Disney themed polishes with Ashley in the future, because she did a phenomenal job making my visions come true there. Let me know what your favorite was from this collection. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your thoughts were in general. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.